Welcome to the 18th DEM I Wonder webinar. DEM has so many services, offerings, programs, and hidden gems that we want to share with all of you. So we're excited to take just a few minutes each week to highlight these features in our weekly webinar. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many exercises have been postponed or canceled. The Utah Division of Emergency Management is hosting this weekly webinar series aimed at providing local emergency managers with relevant content and opportunities to enhance their capabilities. Webinars are live for Q&A and are recorded for later viewing on the DEM website and YouTube channels. Most of these webinars are seminars or workshops with a hands-on portion, which will allow emergency managers to become oriented to a DEM process or test a DEM product. Our schedule today will be as follows. We'll start with our ground rules and etiquette. Next, we'll have a brief presentation by Rhonda Warner on I wonder what resources are available for professional development. Following the presentation, there will be a hands-on portion where participants will be encouraged to test out the product or process that was presented. Following the hands-on portion of our program, the presenter will be available for a Q&A session. Following the Q&A, we will close with a short message about upcoming webinars. The ground rules today are fairly simple. Please mute your line while the presenter is presenting. If you have a question, you may type it in the group chat or unmute at the appropriate time to ask your question. This session is being recorded and will be available on our website for future viewing. Attention, attention. May I have your attention? This is an earthquake drill. As with all earthquakes, even the Great Utah Shakeout has aftershocks. If you've already participated in a shakeout earthquake drill today, thank you. If you have not had a chance to participate, please take a moment right now to survey your surroundings and determine where you could drop, cover, and hold on. Please also consider reaching out to your out-of-state contacts to ensure they know your plan for communicating after an earthquake. If you conduct or participate in additional drills today or throughout this week or month, please register at shakeout.org/register. I will be registering your participation with us today. Thank you all for your attendance today. And with that, we'll turn the time over to Rhonda Warner.
Thank you, Tracy. I feel like I should give us all a few minutes to make sure no one is still under their desk or needing a few moments for that. So great reminder, and I hope that everyone had the opportunity to participate in the Great Shakeout today. So, so as Tracy mentioned, excuse me, I'm Rhonda Warner. I'm a trainer for the Division of Emergency Management. Thanks for taking the time to join us to discuss your professional development. I'd like to begin by asking a question, and as Tracy mentioned, you can use the chat or you can unmute. And I'm wondering, when you hear the term professional development, what does that mean to you? If you would like to come forward and share your thoughts, that would be great. Give it just a minute in case someone's trying to type something into the chat. We haven't seen anything yet, and that's okay. If you don't need to add anything, but I wanted to kind of gauge the audience and see what professional development means for you. And there we go, Tracy, learning how to improve my work and learning new skills. Leah, thank you. Whoops, sorry, it went off my screen. Let me just fix that so that I can see the chat at the same time. So thank you, Leah. Learning new skills to be better at one's job. Thank you so much. I appreciate those are great examples. And many times when we have professional development, it refers to instructors developing and improving their skills to better meet the needs of their students. And today, I'm going to ask you, and Max also added, let me kind of read that in. He added continuous improvement of your skills and expansion of new skills. So again, great, thank you, great example. So I'm going to ask you to consider that it's both. As local emergency managers, we learn from each other as we transition back and forth from student and instructor, depending on the circumstances. At times, we're adding to our own personal development, and other times, we are sharing our knowledge to meet the needs of one another and our communities. As students and instructors, How do we do that? We acquire new knowledge and information to understand. We observe, we reflect, excuse me, we reflect on what we exercise. We change when gaps are identified, and we share our expertise with one another. So the reason why I'm asking you to do that is because I think our professional development matters when we are students and instructors. And another comment in the chat is sometimes going over things we have done in the past to strengthen that skill. And absolutely, it's that repetition, doing things so that it helps us be better when things do happen. So thanks to everyone. I'm happy to see people using the chat, and I'll continue to try to watch that. And Tracy, I know she'll help me if something comes in that I miss. So let's take a look at our training and exercise team. So here, and I know that you have heard this before, but it's worth repeating because it also applies to professional development. And what you've heard is the personal relationships we build now may be one of the most important resources during an incident, right? We've all heard that. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to take ownership of your learning, find something that you're passionate about, right? Because that's important. Build those relationships and locate a mentor to help you along the way. As emergency management professionals, we engage in risk assessments in our daily interactions. For many of us, these assessments have become second nature. I'm going to give you an example. If you purchase a new big screen TV and your first thought when you bring it home is how to secure it to a wall and not about what a great big screen and wonderful picture you're going to have, you've done that assessment. Okay, we do it. So whether you've identified a need, you've discovered something that you're interested in, you're passionate about, or you're just checking a box, right? Because we all have to do that. So whatever that is, that's where the training and exercise section comes in. So combined, our team has many years of experience in emergency management. We have been on scene during incident response. We've served as first responders, been in incident command response, obtained emergency management certifications, and we have assisted in several areas in the state EOC. So our team, here we are, Chris Repp. She's the Training and Exercise Program Manager. Today, you will also hear me refer to her as the State Training Officer. So she also takes those roles. So when I mention that, that's Chris Repp. All Things Training is Alden Orm and Rhonda Warner. And All Things Exercise is Tracy Bodley and Jeff Frankham. Well, that's our team. One thing that I would like for you to take away today, if there's nothing else, please take away this. We are a resource to assist you in your professional development. So please let us know how we can help you along the way to meet your training goals. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next slide, which is going to talk about our website. Today, you are welcome to copy that link if you'd like and join along with us as we talk about some resources on our website. The things that we're going to talk about is U-Train. U-Train is our learning management system. We're going to talk about course requests, how to do a training request form. The 2 certifications, there are several, but the 2 we're going to talk about today is going to be Professional Development Series and Advanced Professional Series. And we're going to talk about our 2021 training calendar and the courses that we offer, and also a few resources. So let's see, Tracy put that in the chat. So thank you, Tracy. There's the link. If you'd like to follow along, feel free to do that. And Tracy, let's go ahead and go to our website. Thank you very much. So here you'll notice that we are a division under the Department of Public Safety, and we are taking you directly to the training page. And you'll see that it's highlighted. Tracy's following along there with me, so thank you. And the first thing that I wanted to point out is the U-Train. So this, the picture there will take you directly into the U-Train system. So again, U-Train is our learning management system. And if you have attended a course sponsored by the Division of Emergency Management, in most cases, this would have been the system that you used to register. The train, the train component of this is used in several states. The area that designates it for Utah is the U in front of train. So that's why it's U train. So you may hear about other states using train. It may be the same system. Just be aware of that. It's U train. If you ever get a response that is redirecting you, there's a reason for that, but that's for another day. So I won't go too much into that, but just know that you can log into UTrain here. And one thing that's really great about UTrain is once you've created an account, you can use it to store all of your external training. So if you have registered for a course in UTrain, that course already exists in your learning profile. But if you have taken an independent study course or you've taken a course from our training partners, that would not be in your profile. So those are items that you can add. And the great thing is that your profile can follow you wherever your career may take you. And in today's world, we are all looking at ways to reduce paper. So if you want to take the time to upload all of your certificates into your learning profile, they will follow you, they are yours, and it will be there for as long as you want that account. So just that's a great resource. If you're not using that, please reach out. If you have questions about how to upload your training certificates, we're here to help you with that. Just know that that is something that's an option for you. Excuse me. The one thing in your training profile that I want to let you be aware of is your profile has your personal demographics, right? When you first go in, you create that profile. Maybe that was done years ago. Who knows, when you've done your first UTrain course. And it's important to always go back through and make sure that information is current. So update your profile anytime your personal demographics has changed. A way that you can know this, think back to when you attended an in-person course. If you had to make a change on our sign-in roster and you crossed out your phone number, or you crossed out your address, or you crossed out where you currently are working, that's an indication that your profile needs to be updated, because that's the information you have entered. So it's really important for you personally, make sure that information is current and up to date. If you're a DEM employee and you're on this call, most of us moved to the Taylorsville State Office building recently. So if you're using your work address as the address, please go into your profile and make that current. And feel free, as I'm talking here today, if you want to go in and do that now, take a look at it, please feel free to do that. You are welcome to go ahead and practice as we talk here today. Next, right below there, you will notice the 2021 training request form. Well, that's highlighted now, so thank you, Tracy, for that. Appreciate it. This form is used when a jurisdiction has identified a gap that they need, and they have several employees that they may want to attend something, right? So they've taken a look at their planning or their training or something there's a gap and they want a course. They'll go in, they'll request these courses. There's drop-down lists to select which course they're looking for. They can choose a lot of different information. If you need this form, please just make sure you fill it out as completely as possible and let us know if you have questions on the form. Excuse me, we receive requests from many agencies, and we're currently working on about 9 requests for the 2021 calendar year. So, that's just something that happens all the time. We're still trying to incorporate those that we had to cancel prior year. So we're getting caught up on that. Just be aware of that. We do have some requests. So completing the form, what happens when you do that is it sends a request to the team and also to the state training officer, Chris Rep, for approval. Once the course is approved, we begin looking at our calendar. We look at any other time throughout the year that we may have been offering this course to see if we can incorporate some of them. Sometimes we can, if it's especially when we're talking about the Wasatch Front, there are times that we can merge, a couple of requests together, and we try to coordinate those as much as we possibly can. We look at the type of delivery, what's needed for that jurisdiction. We look at the venue. We also look at the instructors. So all of those things are evaluated, each request that we get. And then once all items are in place and it's approved, then we add it to UTrain. And that's when you would be able to go in and register if there was a seat available. And we also add it to our website calendar, which we're going to discuss below, excuse me, in just a few moments. Okay, so that's that form. Below, let's scoot down just a little bit. We're going to go down to our certifications. And here you'll see in bold it has the certifications. There's a few. The two that I wanted to talk about today are the APS and the PDS. So first, let's go to PDS. And this one is a professional development series. And I'm going to ask Tracy. Perfect. There she went. So here's the professional development series. And we're going to take just a quick look at this. And there's 7 courses. And these courses are all independent study. And FEMA says it really well here. The Professional Development Series provides a well-rounded set of fundamentals for those in the emergency management profession. So that summarizes it. And what they do is once you've taken those 7 courses, then FEMA sends you the certificate. And again, really great place to start. This is the foundation. You can see those courses. So visit this if you're interested in taking the Professional Development Series. And then we'll go back to the website. Thank you, Tracy. And here, let's go to the next one. The next one's going to be the Advanced Professional Series. And on the Advanced Professional Series, this series has an emphasis on helping the emergency manager develop and apply their skills. And Tracy went to the link that takes you to the website. There is also a link that would take you to our form for download. And on this certification, as Tracy, you can see that on the page, there are 5 required courses and 5 elective courses. So if you're interested in taking this, you'll want to download that form, mark down those courses that you've already taken, or mark down the ones that you would like to actually take. Once the form is downloaded and you've completed it with all of those 10 courses, so 5 that are required and the 5 that are elective, once you've done that, you'll send that over to Chrissy, the state training officer. And then if you have questions about maybe there's a course that you have taken that you would like to see if it can be applied to this certification, Chris Rett, the state training officer, would also be able to assist you with that. So if you have any questions, or if, let's say that you have started this process quite a while ago, and there's only maybe 1 or 2 courses that you're looking for, that you are wondering if we are going to offer those in our calendar, reach out to us, send us an email at training, let us know which one that you would like to take. And then when we do offer it on our calendar, we know to reach out to you. What we want to do is help you be successful in the certification, and we're here to help you. So please let us know, and we'll let you know when that's going to be offered. Okay, so I don't see it. Let me see, we got a comment. Yes.
Yeah, there's just a quick comment
Yes.
for a question from Leah Krumpelman.
Yes, thank you. So she's saying that many of those trainings are only offered in person for 191, and are there other ways for completing these? So Leah, each course is separate, so it really depends on the course. I hate to say it's a yes or no, but for that one right now, yes, that one is an in-person. So that's what we're kind of discussing here, is if we go through and we determine that we're going to offer a 191 here in state of Utah for DEM, we're going to sponsor that. That's when we would offer it. Prior to last year, we were focusing on alternating those courses. So if we offered 191 in, let's say, 2019, we would not offer that in 2020. We would offer a different one so that we are able to reach all of those people that are trying to get this certification. So no, right now, you'll need to, we can talk about that further about which ones you're looking at, but for that one, no, 191 is the person for right now. And Scott, go ahead. Did you want to say something?
No, it's okay. Thanks.
Okay. Sorry, I just didn't want to talk over you there. So then also, we have someone, Joanna is talking about the fact that her UTrain account is associated with an email from prior job. And how do we do that? Reach out to me. I can help you reactivate and set that account. So again, as administrators, the training and exercise section can help you with anything on your training profile. So great. That's a great thing to bring up, Jonna. So thank you for that. Okay, so let's see, where were we at? So yeah, reach out to us on the APS, especially if there's only 1 or 2 courses, because we want to make sure that we can help you with that. And one of the benefits of the APS program is meeting other emergency management professionals in person and developing relationship. So that's an important aspect of the APS courses. Tracy added that in the chat, so thank you, Tracy. That's a great point. All of our in-person, that's our benefit, right? We're talking about that, those relationships, let's build them, and that's what makes it really effective. We know who to reach out to. So any other questions about the APS, the PDS, or what we've covered so far? I don't want to go too far. If there's still some questions, I know that was quite a bit just to talk about those. There's a few more areas I want to cover on, but okay. So I don't see anything in the chat, so we'll go ahead and continue. You'll notice in bold on the website, there's the 2021 training calendar. And just below that is the NIMS independent study courses. And this is really great, right? We think about that. I know that for DEM, we've been talking about that for some time. And many of you may not have realized that that's a resource on our website. So if we can put something here on this training webpage to help you as a one-stop, you can know what you're looking for, that's what we want to do. So the NIMS courses are added here. And the links, if you were to click on those, they would take you directly to the latest version that has been released through FEMA. The DEM staff takes these courses every 3 years. And we think they're a great foundation, and that's why it's part of our DEM staff to take these courses. In addition, the 100, 200, 700, and 800 courses are prerequisites for many of the courses that we offer. So if you have not taken those yet, or you haven't taken them recently, I'm going to ask you to go in to click on those links if you haven't already, and see what the latest release is and take that latest update, because being updated on this as emergency managers, these courses benefit all of us. So please do that. Let's scroll down just a little bit so that you can actually see our training calendar. Thank you, Tracy, that's perfect. And here you'll notice the date. You have the month, and you have course number, the course name, the location, and the UTrain ID. So if you're looking to attend a course for your own personal development, this is the best place to start. Our calendar is updated when courses are available for registration. Here we list the approved courses offered by DEM, and we also support outside training. So you'll notice a lot of these are not ours. They're EMI, they're virtual EMI courses. So we have a lot of things that we help market at this time, and it's just a really great place. So even though it may not be one that's offered through DEM, we may promote a course, and you'll find them here. If the course was for DEM, you'll notice that first one on April 5th and 9th is one that's already passed. But if that was one that you could register for, you would click in the area where it says UTrain ID, and that would take you directly into your UTrain account for you to register. So it's just a really great place that it will link you to and from UTrain as needed when you're interested in a course. And it does recognize which one you're looking at, which is always a really good thing. So I will point this out. You'll notice we have April and May, right? I don't think I need to mention too much about how the pandemic has impacted our in-person learning, but I do want to point out that this is not how our normal calendar looks, right? We are in the process, as I mentioned, to bringing more courses to the end of 2021. And so again, please start here. This is the best place and the first place to check. This is where we're going to update things. And again, if you're looking for something reach out, let us know how we can help you. Okay, so it looks like we are about 25 minutes in. And there are just a couple more things that I wanted to show you. Please feel free if there's anything still to type in the chat. Tracy, you want to scroll down just a little bit further? That's perfect. Thank you so much. So the areas I want to talk about here is the NDPC training partners. That is a really great website. And we talk about how you can do things during these webinars, and there we go. Perfect. So you'll notice all the partners across the top. This is a really great link to take you to so you can see what's out there. So I'm going to challenge all of you to take a few moments when you get some time and visit this site. See what you can find that maybe you're passionate about, you're interested, something that you would like to take that would help you in your professional development. Whether you take it or not is another issue, but right now I would just like to hear about what ones, maybe what courses, what ones you think you find interesting, and send me an email. So that's part of you working through this process here. So when you get some time, I'm going to invite you to do that, and we'll go back. And the other part that I want to point out
There's just one question in the chat really quick.
Oh, thank you. So if the course is offered in another region, can it also count towards professional development? So for example, if there's an in-person class offered in Colorado or Arizona and you happen to be there, can you register and participate and have it count towards your development? Yes, you would want to, we would take a look at it. So it's really going to depend on the partner that offered that. So what we would do is ask that you let us know if you're going to plan on taking a course somewhere else so that we can make sure that it would count towards. There are some, we want to make sure that we're always following the same standards, right? We follow the guidelines there are certain objectives for every course that's out there, and those objectives are set by FEMA. And so in order for us to do that, to actually certify someone, we need to make sure that those standards are met elsewhere. So please reach out. If some of the courses are offered, they can be brought in and delivered. Looks like Chrissy's actually adding some stuff there. So some of the courses offered by NDPC can be brought in and delivered locally for your jurisdiction. And there's no charge for training from the NDPC partners in most cases. So thank you, Chrissy. That's a really great point that I failed to mention. So yeah, definitely. So hopefully I answered that. So thank you for putting that into the chat. Reach out if there's something that you want to know if it can be applied to your certification. State training officer, Chris Rep, reach out, let us know which one you're considering. So thank you for that question. The last portion that I want to cover on the website is going to be the ICS resources. So ICS, Incident Command System. And the resources here, for us here at DEM in our section, we really, it's an important component of our section to follow NIMS compliance, to help our jurisdictions be NIMS compliant, and also the Incident Command System. So here's some resources for you. There's a resource center, there's forms, there's some things here that you can look at. One thing that I did want to point out is we are helping jurisdiction. If you're trying to look at your structure, we can reach out, and we're here. So reach out, let us know, and we can help you with the structure you may be considering for that. So yes, those are the things that I wanted to point out. I'm going to invite you to come back to the ICS resources and again to the NDPC training partners and see what you find, and send me an email. I'd like to hear from you. And the second challenge that I gave you today is to make sure that you update your UTrain profile. Please be aware that you do have an option to do emails from UTrain. And the reason that may be important to you is if we went in and had to change a venue, say that we had to move the course to another location, you would receive an email from UTrain the moment that I make that change in the system. So just something to think about, and I challenge you to maybe go in and accept emails for a year. If you don't like it, it'll prompt you in a year to reset it. You can choose to do that and continue it. That's up to you. So those are the two things that I'm going to ask you to maybe consider for today. And so I think we've covered quite a bit there. And So I'll just say that, let me make sure I covered my notes. There were some things I know that I covered a lot. So please visit the website again and let's continue learning from one another. I think when we consider our strengths are shown when we think about us being in different roles. So there's times we're students and there are times we are instructors. And I think if we can keep that and be flexible in whatever our situations are, we find our strengths and we build on each other. And that's what this is about. So thank you. I appreciate your time. I'm going to leave it for a few more minutes in case there's any other questions. We will do that. And please let T&E know if there is anything that we can assist you with or your communities in your professional development. If, again, the one thing you take away today is to know to reach out to us and to know how to find us, that was a benefit for today. So I appreciate your time. Go out there, find something that you're passionate about in your learning and share it with us. Let us know. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Tracy.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. Are there any other questions anyone would like to ask before we close? You can ask in the chat or go ahead and unmute to ask your questions. I will go ahead and echo Joanna and thanking you, Rhonda, for your presentation today. As a reminder, this webinar and all other webinars in this series will be available on the DEM website at dem.utah.gov/exercises or now at dem.utah.gov/iwonder. Our webinar next week will be from Jamie Huff and Angela Crowther speaking on the NFIP and RiskMap programs. If you have any iWonder topic suggestions, please reach out to tbodley@utah.gov to have your topic added to our calendar. We're always excited to help you explore and get to know all that DEM can offer the emergency management community. Until next time, keep wondering.